Good afternoon. Today I have kind of a hybrid review slash how-to video. I'm going to be talking about the helmet cam rig that I use to film the FPS videos that I put up every now and then. I try to get them up after every time I play, but that doesn't always shake out. So basically this is a really simple setup. Most people use much more complicated rigs than I do to get their helmet cam footage, but what I really like about this particular setup is the perspective it gives you because it films from right in between your eyes, so you basically see what I see in the videos, which is really excellent and pretty unique as far as these types of videos go. Most of the cameras are, mounted on the side or on top, and the view you get is a little bit skewed. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start with the how-to of how to put this rig together. It's really simple. The key component, 5th generation iPod Nano, the one with the video camera. This is the key. It's basically, here's what you do. You take your mask. This is going to work different ways on different masks. I've heard of people kind of cutting into the webbing up here and putting it closer to the lens. I don't do that. Basically what I have in here are a couple of zip ties, and I just slide the iPod into there, just like this. This is taking longer than it usually does. Slide the iPod into there. It sits just like this, buttons out with the camera facing right out between the eyes. When it's like this, I actually can't see it if it's positioned correctly when the mask is on. It's completely unobtrusive. This is really the whole setup. You stick it in there. What you do is you set the film, you set it to start recording video before you start playing, before you put your mask on. Set it to start playing video, recording video, and then lock it so that you're pressing your forehead up against the iPod, doesn't press any of the buttons while you're playing, or when it presses the buttons, it doesn't do anything while you're playing. And then when you're done, you simply pop it out and stop the filming. In and out, very easy, very simple. For all its simplicity though, a couple problems. Let me start with the high points first. The first thing about this rig, compared to a lot of the other filming rigs that you're going to see, is that this is dirt cheap. I mean, a used iPod Nano 5th generation, which is the, not the one that's current now, but the generation prior to the current one, I think I got this for about 60 bucks used on eBay. It works fine for what it is. It's in perfect working condition for a 5th generation iPod Nano. So that works great for, for what it is. That's a really big positive for this setup. Another thing, as I said before, is the perspective that you get in the videos. You really see in the videos what the player who's wearing the camera sees because it's right between their eyes. So that's a really excellent aspect to it that I feel like is lacking in a lot of the other videos because the camera's, somewhere else that you don't get to really see exactly what the player is seeing. So that's a really good thing, I think. It's simple, like I said, for this particular mask, it's just a couple zip ties that hold it tight to the foam right here, and that's it. The little forehead guard keeps the iPod completely protected. There's almost no way the iPod can get shot in the game unless someone manages to shoot me from like 45 degrees behind me and above my head. So I don't see any situation where it would get hit. It's nice and secure. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't move around in the game. So that's all really good. But for all those good points, there are a couple of downsides to this setup. First and foremost, the quality of the video is somewhat lacking. It's only an iPod Nano. It's an MP3 player. It's not designed to be a video camera first and foremost. This is something that you take out of your pocket to film 5 minutes when something funny happens. This isn't something that's going to be used in any sort of serious way to make any kinds of real high quality videos. The resolution you get on the screen is it's 480 by 640. And that's not all that bad, but the problem with it is that it's 480 by 640, not 640 by 480. When you start filming, the accelerometer in the iPod detects whatever orientation the iPod is in when you start filming, and it will set the video characteristics, the dimensions, to that orientation. So if you start filming like this, you can get it nice and wide, but then you turn it like this, and it's going to get narrow on you. And that's just how it is based on how the iPod is. I don't know of a way, and I don't think there's a way, to make it film in 640 by 480 when it's upright like this. If you're filming upright, you're going to get a taller video than it is wide, unfortunately. So that's kind of a problem. The other big thing, well, one of the other problems is the sound quality is not very good. That's for two reasons, really. One is that the microphone in here is really not all that excellent a mic. So right away, it's not going to be all, super high quality sound to begin with. But a bigger problem is that in this type of setup, the iPod is pressed against your head. So in some ways, because it's right up against your forehead, it acts a lot like a throat mic. So your voice, you've heard on the videos, if you've seen any of the videos I've made using this, it's very muffled, it's very difficult to understand. Now, I've kind of been able to solve that problem a little bit in the more recent videos by wearing a bandana around my head that puts a little bit of insulation between my forehead and the iPod itself, and that kind of insulates it from the sound a little bit, and that helps, but it's not a perfect solution. Finally, the biggest problem I see with the iPod is that the battery life on this, I actually just tested it because it had been running out on me at the field, so I haven't been able to get a full day's worth of play in a while. The battery life on this filming is only about an hour and 45 minutes. The big reason for that, I think, is because every second it's filming, the screen is on. And as far as I know, there's no way to turn off the screen while you have the camera running. If anybody does know of a way to do that, please let me know. That would be great, because I'm sure that would really help the battery life. But as long as the screen is going to be on every second you're operating the camera, the battery life is going to suffer. So it's for that reason primarily that I don't even get 2 hours of filming on this, that I'm looking right now for an alternative, which will probably be bigger, heavier, more expensive, but it'll probably have higher resolution, better sound quality, and will certainly have better battery life. So that's kind of your how-to and your review on using the iPod Nano as a helmet cam. The Too Long Didn't Read version is that it's very easy to do. You just pop it right in, hold it between your eyes. It's very convenient. You get a good perspective, you get a decent video quality, not great video quality, poor sound quality, and the battery life is severely lacking. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.